Welcome, everybody. It is time for Monday Night Football, episode 5. Well, season 5, episode 11. The lucky episode. You know why? Because 11 is my lucky number. I was born on 11/11. But other than that, it's actually an interesting episode. We're down to the nitty-gritty of the playoffs, y'all. First of all, I missed y'all.
It didn't look like you missed us.
I missed y'all a lot.
I know. It seems like you were just fine, actually.
I missed y'all, but I mean, I wasn't sad.
It seems like you brought back a gift.
Yeah, I appreciate
For me,
that.
yeah, for the show.
Oh, wow. That
It's
is
heavy.
Yeah,
Y'all didn't get to touch it.
Oh,
this is
wow.
I'll let y'all play with it after the show.
Look
That
at
is. That is.
Look at that.
Oh, the stray arm coming in. Oh, we're getting the spinner.
Oh, that
It
is
spins.
okay.
All
It's
right,
worth
well,
it.
And
there
it's
you
so
go.
refreshing that you bring this belt out. I literally just watched on Netflix the Hulk Hogan documentary.
When they showed that, I
here we
mean, the
go.
boos it got. Ooh.
We may not get to soccer at all.
Well,
this
no, it was
show.
very interesting. You know, I saw it. I grew up on the Hulkster, so it brought back some memories. Fighting Andre the Giant,
Yeah,
things like
it's
that.
good.
The
So
Ultimate
very
Warrior,
interesting.
the Macho
But we're not
Man.
here to talk about wrestling.
Not yet.
No, welcome to Monday Night Football. Coming to you, thanks to
Well-
Elliott Media, coming to you from the Matt Gatson Community Center. So welcome. We will get to soccer eventually.
At some
So,
point.
Diego, we
Yes,
got on
sir.
here. We're on this beautiful layout here. So we're welcomed you back. But
Thank you.
Are there any tells from WrestleMania?
What happens
or-
in Vegas stays in Vegas. Let me tell you that.
Oh, so that's what we're going
Did
with.
a dollar hit the slot machine?
Huh? Not the slot machines, no.
All right.
Okay.
No, not going to
No.
inquire any further.
Not the slot machines.
Okay.
No.
All right.
I mean, do you think I had any dollars left after this?
No. That guy thing's heavy.
Look
It's
at
like
that.
shook the table.
Imagine
All right.
walking with this on from Mandalay Bay all the way to Harrah's.
Wow. Dude, were you recognized as a champion?
There was multiple people with like 3 belts. 2 on each shoulder, 1 around the waist.
Wow.
These people are crazy. But it was a great event. It was a great event. Sad missing it, but sad missing this, but it was amazing being over there. Lifelong
it's
dream.
okay. Me and Juan, we were here.
Yeah,
we were
we-
handling our business.
I saw that.
And Brandon,
Did it give y'all flashbacks to the old days
Oh,
before
it
I
was-
joined?
It was. I mean, we let you do your segment, but yeah, we didn't even have to talk
But
that
it's all
much.
good. You know, we had we only had 11 games last week. Only 11. We're used to 13 to 14
Valid.
games.
And some of them weren't, unfortunately.
Yeah. But with that, we talk about games. Let's go straight into that off the
Yes.
link scoreboard.
Scoreboard.
I will cover Tuesday and Wednesday,
Scoreboard.
guys. So on Tuesday, we had the girls winning in a nail biter, 3-2
Yes.
over Southeast Bullock. Game winner in the last 10
I believe we have the
seconds.
clip for
Coming
that
up
for
segment
Todd. That will
2.
come
Yeah.
up.
Coming up
And
segment
then
2.
on Wednesday, we had Dalton Academy boys playing Fannin County. Same scoreline.
Same
as
scoreline. I had to look
11-1.
twice.
And then Northwest in a little stunner, barely beating Troop County 3-0.
It was a shutout.
Yes, but I did talk to Eastside the other day, and he
Coaches are never going to be happy.
Yeah.
I will say, we'll talk about Northwest later,
All right.
but I
Yeah,
think
we
that
got-
scoreline doesn't reflect accurately. But let's go to Thursday. We have the Cahola Creek girls stamping their authority against Appling County 8-1. We have the Sonoraville girls repeating a scoreline, I believe, against the Murray County girls 5-0. And then we got Providence Christian Academy beating Christian Heritage 9-0. And then to wrap up Thursday, we have Midtown beating the Dalton girls 6-1.
And then on Friday, Cripps County boys 2, North Murray going home for the season 1. Dalton took care of Maynard Jackson 4-0. Murray County 3, comeback win over Sumter County 3-2. Southeast bows out of the season 2-1 to Pace, and Christian Heritage meets Holy Innocents.
the Holy Innocents beat
Yeah, I
Christian.
know. I said meets them, and then it was
meets
10
them. I heard
nothing.
beats.
Yeah.
I swear I heard beats.
Yeah, I
sorry.
sorry too. But
Man.
so
10-0.
as of that, we had 11 teams go in. We have had 5 teams now that are in the Sweet 16.
Yeah.
We will talk more about
Paring
that.
down quickly this year.
It is. So we will see how it goes. But with that, let's get ready to go to commercial break. And when we come back, we're going to talk about the Northwest boys and girls soccer teams.
A decision to start an independent Christian school in Northwest Georgia is another one of those moments that changed everything.
We're a college prep school that doesn't have to hide behind our message because there's no state that tells us that we can't preach Jesus at all times.
Christian Heritage has an element of impacting the whole child that has been an amazing benefit for my kids.
That's the thing about Christian Heritage. This place has a way of pulling you in and making you feel like you truly belong.
There's never been a better time to bank with Builtwell Bank. Our name is our commitment to be a well-built bank, supporting our communities for many years to come. As a community bank, we take pride in building long-term trust with our customers. After all, we live in this community, and your success is our success. Well-built communities start with well-built banks.
getting your wife for her birthday?
Well, I was thinking about some diamond earrings.
Wow. You are getting Kim diamond earrings.
Nah, I just was thinking about it.
Are you thinking about a new car? Now's the time.
I'm thinking you're doing too much thinking.
Well, I think that you may be right. Remember, at North Georgia Toyota, we say, oh, yes, we can. Come see us.
Listen up, everybody, because this next step is really important.
Okay.
If you don't...
If I don't what? If I don't... Here we go.
Need faster internet? No one delivers more reliably fast speed to the Dalton area than OptiLink. So don't get burned by spotty Wi-Fi. Switch to OptiLink and leave the lag behind.
If you don't bring that temperature down, things could get a little messy.
Why choose Coldwell Banker Kennard Realty to sell your home? With our proven track record of success and our new digital marketing program to get maximum exposure, our realtors are here to help.
Contact us for a real estate valuation and marketing plan. Coldwell Banker Kennard Realty, where experience lives.
Guiding you home for over 50 years with offices in Dalton, Ringgold, Calhoun, Cartersville, Cleveland, and Ooltewah, Tennessee. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Coldwell Banker Kennard.
Hey, and welcome back to Monday Night Football. We're going to jump right in it. It is it's playoff week 1. We're going to go up to Tunnel Hill.
Yeah, it's not the Dalton Power Hour, it's the Northwest Power Hour.
So,
Roy Alvaron, we are turning the tables on you.
So Northwest, the girls, they had Southeast Bullitt County, so that was a Northwest came in as a 10 seed, which we thought was about right, maybe a little bit low. And Southeast Bullock was a 23 seed. Diego has told us he hates the seeding system.
Hate it, can't stand it. Power ranking does not work when it comes to soccer. That is an American sport invention. We should have done it. It should be done classic soccer style. First beating this much, second this much, third this much.
But you also,
in a way that they finish the season.
Here's the thing. Regions and classes from 3A down, private schools get lumped into a separate bracket.
Yep.
So GHSAA had to come up with something to be able to rank those. So whenever they that's why Christian Heritage, if they would have been in a regular format, Christian Heritage would not have made the playoffs. But because they got lumped into the playoffs, is that. So they have to put weight on these games and the teams that they play just to make it fair. So I know you don't like it,
but if it's the best that we can do,
it's the best we can do. Don't worry, it'll change next year.
It will
Don't worry
change
about
next year because every 2 years it changed.
I'm glad for that.
But let's go back.
So you were at the Northwest girls game, correct?
No, I was on the airplane while this was happening.
Oh, you're on the airplane. Okay.
Yes. As soon as I landed, though, the first message I opened up was from Coach Danny telling me about how the game went and including that goal from Josie.
So to set the scene, this game is tied 2-2 going into the final minutes. And, it looks like we're destined for extra time as so often we are in these cases. But lo and behold, Josie, is it Payeras? Payeras. Yeah, she changed the ending of the book. She receives the ball. She didn't receive it. She picked it off about 30, 40 yards out, dribbled in about 15 or 20, and then popped it right over the keeper for the game winner.
The buzzer. Bzzz.
Yeah, if there's a buzzer beater in soccer, that was it. How much time was left on that?
Like point something of a second, I think, 2 seconds.
Just
less than that.
Yeah, we thought we saw a buzzer beater earlier in the season with 29 seconds left, but this one topped it. So that gave the Northwest girls a 3-2 win. And we do have that video, so we'll cut to that video right now. We'll be back in a second.
Man, that was a banger.
Wow. I mean, you could see just everyone running what that goal meant. Just absolute chaos, absolute pandemonium.
Funny thing is,
sometimes you think the celebration's overblown, but the game was literally over.
You heard the buzzer in the video.
Yes. So
it's so crazy because I texted you. My daughter had actually she plays a little bit with the Bells, and they moved her practice to Tuesday. And that's at Northwest at the soccer at the grass fields. I got there and I said, "Oh wow, 3-2." So it was been over. Then 2 of her little cousins, their older sister was at the game, and she said it was a banger with
I heard that a lot. That it was an amazing, amazing game. I mean,
but now they have advanced, which is customary for Northwest. If we go back to when they made the Final Four, going back 4 years ago, or 5 years ago, where they made it back to back. They have been a consistent player, making it out of the first round, going to the second, making deep runs. But, Todd, they have a tall task coming up.
They do. They're going to get number 7 Jefferson. Not a familiar opponent, I would say, but they did see them. I believe it was 4 or 5 years ago. They saw them in the state semifinal, and that was at Tunnel Hill. I think Northwest.
Jefferson.
Yes, they saw Jefferson, and that was a 4-0 win for Jefferson that night.
And I think they went on to win state, if I'm not mistaken. Or did they lose to
It's an encyclopedia right there.
Yeah. So this goes back. That was, I believe, our first year during the show. So that was a really strong team. I'm not sure about this Jefferson team, but I know they have some losses this year, but that's going to be
they're, every
showdown.
team from the Athens area, North Colony area is
they're strong.
Strong teams. So, but with that, because we got a couple of minutes, let's pivot over really quick, Todd, because also the Northwest boys
also against Jefferson.
But they had a game against Troup County. Northwest came in as a 3 seed. Troup County came in at a 28 seed. Northwest, I would say, eking out a 3-0 win. You said this.
Yes, I will tell you there was no eking out. I mean, Northwest did absolutely. I think Northwest, it was a classic case of making the game harder for themselves. Kind of like, we'll talk about it in the Dalton game. But it was a classic case of Northwest controlling everything from the beginning, but just not being able to finish. The amount of chances that there were was incredible. If we could keep stats on shots attempted and shots period, that would show you, I think, a more accurate story.
But what we know about the playoffs.
Would XG tell us anything?
Get out. We had to talk about this. I hate XG with a passion.
But here's the thing, though. In the playoffs,
yes, that's a good point.
It doesn't matter. You can have 30 chances, but if you don't make one of those,
yes,
and the other team makes that one chance, that's all they need.
And we're going to talk about that a little bit too in the Dalton boys game. We saw something very similar. It's like It's like Soccertown left their shooting boots at home last week because the chances were there to blow both of those games out.
And I know you tried to get it. You did get an interview, right?
Yes, with a lot of the boys after the game, right next to somebody's truck.
It just took a little bit of time.
Wow, you did it truck side.
Yeah, I did it truck side.
This is a new level of professionalism here.
But with that, the boys did win, so they go on now and they're going to play
Jefferson as well.
But they're at home, so Jefferson will come in as a 12 seed.
Yeah,
and Northwest will be at a 3 seed.
Yeah, we couldn't get on the same page, same day with that, so that they're going to be like one travel and so
Northwest will be going in with 2 losses. Jefferson is coming in with 9 losses, but don't let those 9 losses trick you.
In the playoffs, that's the worst thing these kids can do is look at the records and go by that.
And I definitely don't think they are. I think these boys, from all the interviews I've done, are so hyper-focused on getting to that final. I mean, that seems to be a common theme every single time that we interview them.
But with that, let's go this interview that Diego caught, and then after that, let's go this interview, and then we're going to go to commercial break, and we'll see you guys back and talk a little bit about Dalton.
Y'all here at Northwest again. Good victory here with the Bruins right there. Y'all just won 3-0 against Troup. How do y'all feel first off as a result?
We feel good. We feel great. It's fun. Yeah, couldn't be better. Win off to the next round. Let's go.
There you go. Speaking of the next round, y'all got Jefferson. Y'all are hosting Jefferson here. How do y'all feel about that game against Jefferson?
It's going to be a competitive game, but I think it's home. Well, it's home, and I think we're going to dominate.
There you go. Now, y'all had a great season. We're towards the end of that. What would y'all say is the secret to y'all having such a good season so far?
It was just the bomb you guys. We're like brothers. Couldn't ask for anyone else to play with.
There you go. Now, is the goal still a rematch for that final that y'all won? Is that still the goal? And it's going to happen, right? Good stuff. Hey, that's a promise right there? Hey, good stuff. Any last words y'all want to say before we head out and celebrate?
Let's go, Bruins.
There you go.
For over a century, Dalton Utilities has kept the lights on, powering homes, fueling business, and moving our community forward. With smart systems and skilled service, we deliver reliable energy right when you need it most. From storm recovery to system upgrades, we handle every connection with care, protecting your power and paving the way for a brighter future. We keep going till it's right. It's in our name. It's in our DNA. Dalton Utilities. Service beyond the call.
If you're purchasing your first home or you're looking to relocate, experience matters. Coldwell Banker Kennard Realty has a proven track record of success and a long history in Northwest Georgia and Southeast Tennessee.
Our realtors are here to help and guide you through the home buying process. Coldwell Banker Kennard Realty, where experience lives.
Guiding you home for over 50 years with offices in Dalton, Ringgold, Calhoun, Cartersville, Cleveland, and Ooltewah, Tennessee. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Coldwell Banker Kennard.
And welcome back to Monday Night Football.
Do we really have a good reason to have a WrestleMania belt? No, we don't really, but it's here.
Well, some of these games were WrestleMania style, so I mean it does fit
brother.
But you know, as our former original co-host, you know, this is his hour. We will dedicate.
You can say you're Dalton. I mean, it's okay.
It's okay.
You can say you're Dalton.
Okay.
But let's just go. You know, we had Dalton, both boys and girls, playing games last week. Is that correct?
Yep.
We'll start out with the girls.
Yeah, Dalton girls coming in as a number 15, and they played number 5 Midtown. That was a 6-1 score line, Midtown over Dalton. And you know, once again, I mean, I hate to say once again, you know, Coach Almanova talked about it. It's always a difficult draw, even if you win, because of the region that they're drawn into each and every year, especially when you lose a 3-way tiebreak that puts you in number 4 and puts you playing the number 1 team out of that region.
If they would have got a 2 or 3 seed, I think they would have had a little more favorable schedule.
Yeah.
But they've just been dealt.
Getting Midtown right out of the gate's always going to be a tough assignment.
Because you remember the years that they won one region 4 years in a row. They were the 1 seed, but the 4 seed that was a play could have easily been a 1 seed in that region, and it's just that, you know. So I know he's, you know, I found out that I was talking to former Dalton High player Fernanda Sayeda. She plays at Dalton State, or did play at Dalton State. I think her class was the last one to make it out of the first round. They went to the Sweet 16, and ever since then, it's just been first round. So I know Coach Almanova was ready to try to get that monkey off his back. Hopefully they can do it in the next 2 years.
I mean, with the talent they have developing, I'd be surprised if not.
I mean, there's a lot of talent going up, but you know they're losing some senior leadership.
Yeah.
They're losing some quality players this
Tegan
year.
Bulwark,
about Tegan, you know, there's she is going to move on to play college ball. I found out.
She is.
Yes, so she is
hard-hitting journalism.
So we're going to, and there's going to be an announcement here. There'll be a signing announcement next month. So I don't want to say anything until they say anything.
Aren't you already saying something?
Yeah, about signing, but I'm not telling you where. I'm not telling you when or anything like that.
Okay.
So I'm just
that is very interesting because we know some coach around here was trying to get her, but you know, I thought she wanted to pursue the academic. But yeah, they are losing some key seniors. They're losing Brizeta, Cortez. They're losing
Tegan. I can't
Tegan
go down
Bulwark,
the list of seniors.
And then they're also losing Prieto that's going down to your old Stoneman Grounds Point University.
Okay.
So they are losing some players. You know, I think those 3 players right there probably were the 3 most contributors that were not freshmen and sophomores.
But I think with Dalton, I mean, you know, without, again, all respect to the players, they're great players. I think one luxury that Dalton has is those players leave, but they do have talent that's ready to step up, I think. You know, with Brisa and goalkeeping, I mean, Lulu is absolutely ready to take that next step. And I think Dalton's midfield is something to hold as well. I'm excited to see where Dalton goes. I do think that in the next 2 years, they will get over that round of 32 hurdle.
Yeah, I think so, too. So, all right, so let's move on to the boys. The boys, of course, they are the number 1 seed. They played Maynard Jackson out of Atlanta. That was a 4-0 win. We were all at the game. Well, actually, 2 of us were.
2 out of 3.
Yeah, 2
Daughter,
two out of 3 ain't bad.
Friday league takes priority.
Well, yeah, I get it. So we, you know, I didn't see the Northwest game, but at the same time, it sounds very similar what you and I saw.
Yes, very similar.
Dalton dominated possession. They dominated shots on goal. Every statistical category, they dominated. But at the same time, at halftime, it was 1-0. And they were just one slip and a mistake away from it being a game. And that's the one position you don't want to be in as a big favorite is be one slip up away from being in an absolute dogfight.
Especially 1-0. Like if, you know, say Maynard goes up and they go up 1-0. You know what's going to happen, right? They're just going to park the bus.
Oh, yeah.
And
then he gets frustrated.
And they're going to park. They would have parked
Yeah.
the bus, and with as narrow and compact as Harmon Field is, they would have been chasing. I think they eventually would have broken through, but it would have required a lot of
Well,
work.
to be fair, Maynard Jackson played that style that made you nervous a little bit because they had a couple of big forwards. I mean, like 6 feet plus, and they could get on the end of a header if in the right situation. But Dalton, they didn't change their tactics. They pushed ahead, and once they got the second goal, it seemed like the third and fourth came much easier. And like I said, I think this 4-0 scoreline is looks very favorable upon Jackson because Dalton dominated that game in every aspect.
You and me both also applauded the goalkeeper for Maynard Jackson, who was a big reason why Dalton.
Only reason this guy played out of it. We told the coach, I don't know. We hope your goalkeeper's back next year because that guy was great. He just played out of his game, out of his mind. And
he was the only captain on that team. Fun fact: they only had one captain. It was the goalkeeper.
So, and with that, Dalton advances. They're going on the Sweet 16. Familiar territory for them. I think they've made it Sweet 16 the last 20-plus years, or something close to that. They will be playing Flowery Branch on Friday,
who had a crazy first-round game. They won 7-5.
Wow.
You don't see that ever.
Nah, that's a weird one.
It's usually lopsided or really close.
Yeah.
But 7-5.
Well, hey, you want to go to the goals?
Well, let's go to the goals interview because we're about to end up on time. So let's just go into the goals, and then we're going to go into the Alexei Plaza interview, and then we'll see you back on commercial break with Murray County boys and girls.
Mira, ya caigo como que está wrestling.
Hey guys, this is Todd of Monday Night Football. I'm joined by Dalton senior Alexis Plaza, central midfielder. Alexis, let's talk about the game tonight. You guys had a nice 5-0 win, your opening round of the playoffs. What did you like about tonight's performance?
I like that we got the win overall because, it gives us a push to the playoffs. And I'm just happy we got the win today because it gives us a little bit more motivation to carry on to the playoffs.
Moving on to the next round, where would you like to see the team improve overall?
I wish this game would have gone a little bit different. We started off a little strong, although we scored, but I wish we would have played a little bit more as a team instead of playing so rushed and all that. But I'm just overall glad we got the win today.
Well, congratulations on the win and good luck moving forward in the playoffs.
Thank you.
Discover what a strong, locally owned community bank can do for you.
I'm Tyler Hudson of Shankly Training in Dalton, Georgia. We train a huge number of the region's aspiring soccer players. I moved my business and personal banking to Builtwell 2 years ago. It's important for me to work with a community bank where I know them and they know me. Because they make things easy for me, my bank is Builtwell.
Member FDIC.
A decision to start an independent Christian school in Northwest Georgia is another one of those moments that changed everything.
We're a college prep school that doesn't have to hide behind our message because there's no state that tells us that we can't preach Jesus at all times.
Christian Heritage has an element of impacting the whole child that has been an amazing benefit for my kids.
That's the thing about Christian Heritage. This place has a way of pulling you in and making you feel like you truly belong.
What are you getting your wife for her birthday?
Well, I was thinking about some diamond earrings.
Wow, you are getting Kim diamond earrings.
I just was thinking about it.
Oh.
Are you thinking about a new car? Now's the time.
I'm thinking you're doing too much thinking.
Well, I think that you may be right. Remember, at North Georgia Toyota, we say, oh, yes, we can. Come see us.
There's a lot going on in Dalton, and thanks to OptiLink, you can stay connected to it all. When you call, you'll talk to a real person who could be your neighbor and cares about getting it right the first time. From setup to support, our team works quickly and carefully to deliver internet, TV, and phone service you can count on. We make staying connected simple so you can focus on what matters most. OptiLink. Real people, real service, real connection.
Welcome back, everybody. It's time to talk about that second home that I've built down over the mountain, down the river, Murray County. My
Wait. So
second home.
This is your second home this year. Last year, I think his second home was Dalton, right?
It was Dalton.
And I thought Northwest was your home for a little bit.
Yeah. You can have multiple homes.
He moved to Dalton
You can
Academy
have
for a
multiple
while.
homes.
I thought you don't. So
that's basically saying that Soccer City is my home. Now I will say my second home is also Vegas. So I mean, I got a lot of homes out there. So I'm paying a lot of property taxes.
That last one you need to be selling.
I got a lot of property taxes, just like you.
But let's just look into this. I mean, let's rip right into it. Let's start out with the Murray County girls playing a familiar opponent. Region opponent of theirs, Sonoraville, who was a 7 seed. Murray County girls were coming in 28, so they were near the bottom. And the scoreline reflected that. Sonoraville coming out with a comfortable 5-0 win over the Murray County girls.
I will say kudos to Sonoraville for taking care of business, because I think Murray was a kind of a dangerous opponent for them. Murray's played some really good soccer this year on the girls' side, and if it just so happens that the 3 teams ahead of them were 3 of the top 5 teams in the state: Sonoraville, Coahulla Creek, and Union County. So what can you do? So great season to the Murray County girls, I think.
Absolutely.
And you know what? They are developing talent. I can see that there's talent behind what's there. So I think just bigger and better
the
things.
facilities have gotten better.
100%. Not just developing talent, I think developing tactically as well. You can see that from the players that they're understanding the game a lot better.
Yes.
It's only up from here. Absolutely love what they're doing.
Yeah, I just love when that NFL money and then that that SEC coaching money starts funneling into these high schools.
Yeah, is that what's going to happen?
And then they start an arms war, and they see who's got the better facilities. Because Billy Napier money versus Loud McConk money. And then if you go to Dalton, you got Jameer Gibbs money. Oh, my God. That's a lot of money out there on the table to better these programs.
Southeast, Northwest, step up.
We don't have nobody.
Coahulla, step up.
Still waiting.
So with that, though, Murray County
got
bows
that
out.
Wanazua money.
Oh, they
Wanazua pays for Dalton.
But so girls go out. They had a great season.
But the boys carry the Murray County torch. Murray County boys, they won. They were number 17, played the number 16 Sumter County, won 3-2. Come back, they were down 2-0
away from home.
Yes, down 2-0 away from home, backs against the wall. I don't know what the Coach Fred motivation halftime speech, or if Jacobo stepped in. I don't know who did it.
I would put my money on Jacobo.
Or maybe it was the spirit of Coach Burgueño. I don't know. I don't know what happened.
From what I saw in the intense Clásico Montañero, I just think there's also something to say with how much pride these boys naturally have for themselves. I really, really think they wanted it that bad. And, I mean, mentally, soccer is such a big game when you want it that bad. And as we always say, 2-0 is the most dangerous lead.
Well, let's look at it. They end their season. Well, they continue their season. Their overall record is 13-5.
Wow,
not shabby.
If we go back to last year, they were 11-8.
Improvement, very big improvement.
And if we look at that record, they've actually lost less games than Southeast boys.
Why?
I don't know.
I don't know.
So
well, okay, so I'll say that, and think of the two big the Hendrickson brothers that left there last year. That was a huge chunk of talent that left, and you cannot deny that. And so to improve upon last year is really impressive. So goals, we had 3 goal scorers: Samuel Reynoso, Jason Perez, and John Bautista scored in the comeback. And how much time we got left in the
We got about 2 minutes, Tom.
Okay. Well, we don't.
Do we want to go to the goals right now?
Let's go to the goals.
Wow, those are some good goals. I mean, come back. You saw the excitement that they were there. They were happy to get that third goal.
For me, the first goal was the one that you could tell, like, when they scored that one, that lit the fire right there, and a solo effort that ends in a goal. Like, I think they knew it from there that the comeback was on. So, but now, good stuff.
But now let's look at their next opponent in the Sweet 16.
Yeah, that's
so
tough.
Murray County came in as a 17 seed.
Yeah.
Now they have to go back on the road, and they're traveling to Columbus, Georgia.
Yeah, number one
to play
seed.
The number one seed.
I mean, if you're gonna win, you're gonna have to beat.
So here's the thing:
what's the wrestling say? What was it? Ric Flair used to say:
"To be the man, you have to beat the man."
That's right. So there you go.
Oh yeah, a little Randy Moss.
We got sound effects around here.
But
people.
look, we are familiar with Columbus. Yeah. They were a common opponent the last 4 or 5 years of Southeast and Northwest.
Color Creek, even.
So even
but back when they were jumping back up.
4A, 3A. They are a solid program.
Yep.
They do have they used to have an NGSA
satellite
program down there. So you know what? I am going to go out on a limb. I am going to put some faith into this Murray County team.
Yes, I am glad that we're on the same page. Will you like to rep my second home?
No, I'm just going to put it out there. I think we know what Columbus have. Columbus is similar. Their team is similarly. They're going to be like, if you want to compare them, they're like a Northwest boys, Southeast boys type of squad.
Okay.
If Murray County can come out there with the coaching tutelage of Jacobo and Fred, and they're going to put them on their X's and O's, maybe put a 5-4-1 or a 5-5. You know, they're just going to park the bus. We'll see.
I will say, I think it plays to Murray County's benefit being the big underdog here traveling away.
They have nothing to lose.
Exactly. They're playing with, I want to say it'd be no pressure.
Oh, and
yes.
Oh, yeah,
Very
exactly.
good analogy.
They went on the road and won and come back. I mean, they're feeling good. Here, look, I don't know what the scores will be. I don't know if they're winning. Here's what, and I don't know if they're going to win the fight. But I do know by the time the game's over, Columbus is going to know that they were in one.
Yes.
And then they're going to know, like, okay, it's not only Northwest, it's not only Southeast. There's also Murray County.
They can't catch a break.
And Color Creek. So we know that top end of the state.
We're with you, Green.
Yes, Murray County, second home.
Oh, it is. Well,
where the property taxes
4,
are cheaper.
5, 6. Yes.
It'll mean more to you later, believe
I know
us.
you're holding back, but
what is that?
Nothing. I'll tell you when the camera is off.
Great.
All right, but let's go
break.
with that. Let's get ready to go to break, and we come back. We're going to talk about Todd's second home, Coahulla Creek.
Yes.
Yeah.
At Dalton Utilities, we go above and beyond just a call to keep you connected and informed about your natural gas. Always be alert for the distinct rotten egg smell. It's a warning sign of a gas leak. If you notice it, give us a call right away. From ensuring your natural gas line is connected to keeping you powered by peace of mind, we work till your home is safe and secure. We keep going till it's right. It's in our name. It's in our DNA. Dalton Utilities. Service beyond the call.
There's never been a better time to bank with Builtwell Bank. Our name is our commitment to be a well-built bank, supporting our communities for many years to come. As a community bank, we take pride in building long-term trust with our customers. After all, we live in this community, and your success is our success. Well-built communities start with well-built banks.
Hey, welcome back to Monday Night Football. I hope you guys are enjoying the show. Before we go any further, we just want to thank Elliott Media for making this show possible here at the beautiful Matt Gaston Community Center.
And all our wonderful sponsors.
That's right.
Yes.
So speaking of sponsors, what's it time for?
It is the OptiLink scoreboard. So let's go back and review first round scoreboard. So on Tuesday we had... On Tuesday, we had Northwest girls beating Southeast Bullock 3-2. On Wednesday, we had Dalton Academy losing to Fannin 11-1. Northwest boys winning 3-0 over Troup County.
On Thursday, April 23rd, we had Cahola Creek girls beating Appling County 8-1. We had Sonoraville girls beating Murray County girls 5-0. We had Providence Christian Academy girls beating Christian Heritage 9-0. And we wrapped up Thursday with Midtown girls beating Dalton girls 6-1.
And on Friday, we had North Murray bowing out to Crisp County. We had Dalton taking care of business over Jackson 4-0. Murray County with the comeback win, 3-2 over Sumter, and Southeast ending the season 2-1 at Pace. And Christian Heritage bowing out to Holy Innocents 10-0. And I would like to add, earlier I didn't mention, but the goal scorers in that crazy win for Northwest, we had Sadie Spurlock, Zoe Morgan, to add to that Josie Colasso
the
end.
And then also let's go back with the Murray County. We had goals by Samuel Reynosa, Jason Perez, and John Bautista.
Bautista.
Yes.
Bautista. You said that very beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you. Oh,
you know,
was that me or him?
Isn't there a wrestler called Bautista too?
Dave Batista.
Dave Batista.
Batista. Not quite the same. There's a missing U.
All right.
Oh.
Well, Todd,
That's
before we
getting
talk about Kahala, let's go in with North Murray boys.
Okay. All right.
You know,
all right.
North Murray
Start
boys.
where you want to.
Well, you know, they went in as a 19 seed. They traveled down to Crisp County, who was a 14 seed.
Yeah.
And you know, and ended up bowing
Winnable
out
game.
with a
But let's be honest, that's a winnable game. You know, I think coach is going to be upset about that one because I think that was a little bit of a gut check time. I think he knew that was a winnable game.
But you know, also here's the thing:
I mean,
it's Crisp
County's
County,
going to be upset. Yeah.
it's 100 miles from the border of Florida.
Yeah, you were dead legged. By the time you got down there, you were dead legged.
You're on a bus probably for 4 to 5 hours because the way they have the governor on, you can't go that fast. So you're probably on that bus for 4 to 5 hours.
Governor.
They have a governor.
Yes, I know. the limiter. Yeah. I know,
limiter, whatever you call it.
No, you're right. You're right.
You can't go over a certain amount of speed, and obviously if there's railroad crossings, they got to stop. So it's going to add another minute or two. But you know, they had a great season. Oh, I won't say great. To North Murray standards, it probably not to the previous standards they've had a year before.
And remember, this is a program that's
been to Sweet 16s, has been to Final Fours.
They've been to Elite Eights.
Yes, Elite Eights.
Yes. So they've done the stuff. So they've tasted that kind of deep runs in the playoffs. So I know this is not where they want to be, but at the same time, it's like
it was a rebuilding year.
Sure, and like I said, I think this is a game that they'll look back and be like, you know, we could have had that one.
So nothing about here to down. Just go in off season, put in the work during the summer. You know, hopefully you got some talented freshmen coming in, and we'll see what happens next year.
Yeah, put that black and gold.
Yeah.
You know, put it. You know, step one, come back for the cup.
Yeah.
Come back.
Especially after the way that went down.
Yeah.
But Todd, let's go back and let's talk about the other schools. So let's talk about Cahola Creek. Oh, wait, never mind. The boys
you do that on purpose.
I mean, let's talk about the Cahola Creek girls. So
I think he did that on purpose.
That's fine. No. It's fair. And you know what? I think it's fair. I think the Cahola Creek boys, I think that they would agree with you that it was a disappointing season, and that's not what they wanted to, the way they wanted to play this year.
The thing is, you got to know, this is the 5th season, and every year that we've done this show, Cahola Creek boys have been a perennial Final Four championship.
Yes. It is disappointing.
You know, power.
But you can't rise up without being down. So,
hey,
but the girls are holding. They went out. They came in as a 2 seed versus a 31 seed,
and handle them just like you should.
Yes.
8-0.
8-1.
Actually, it was 8-1. I think I got a wrong score there. I think it was 8-1. I think they let one slip at the end. I don't know.
But let's just talk about it. So you had goals. So you had Brianna Munguia with a hat trick, Jocelyn Sainez, Kayana Rivera, Lily Johnson, your homegirl, Janie E. and Ivani Hernandez.
Lily, I'm sorry. I'm not sure how you became my homegirl, but.
Well, I mean, I know. Your mom, her mom being your wife's best friend, going back to high school in 1996 as cheerleaders.
Wow.
How are they not going to be friends?
That is some Ancestry in Me type of.
I mean, we don't need Ancestry 23 or Tree.
Wow, just Juan. That's Juan.
Whatever it's called. But yes. But the girls come out and they won as expected. Is that correct?
I think they made a statement more than anything. I mean,
they handled their business. So moving on to and the way they're a number 2 seed, they will host all the way to the final should they win. Right now, they're on a collision course with a rematch with Sonoraville.
Oh, what a
should
game
they
that's
win
gonna
out,
be.
then you're looking at an Elite Eight match, I think. I think it's an Elite Eight.
As long as Sonoraville wins,
it would be in the
quarterfinal.
yes, because they're in the upper
That's
right
the Sweet
bracket.
16.
Yeah.
So it would be Sonora. That will be.
I think that's got to be a game that even Sonoraville wants.
And we'll do a little bit of bracketology coming up, and we'll look at it. But that's what's on the agenda.
So this Coahuila team has a chance to be successful as a team that they had about 6-7 years ago that made a deep run, like Sweet 16 Elite 8.
So last
pre-show that we had. So
last year, I mean, they bowed out, and I believe it was in a semifinal last year. They made it. So I think that's a very reasonable objective this year. And to me, it's kind of like the NCAA March Madness. Making it to the Final Four is a big deal, and then whatever happens, happens. Because at that point you're playing elite teams that can match your talent, and just let the chips fall.
And I think they, like you said, they made a deep run last year, semifinal. This year they have a potential to make another deep run. I mean, let's just give credit where credit's due. Their athletic department made a great hire in bringing over assistant coach Asher Griffin from the Dalton Academy. I think he's helped and instilled a little bit there with what Cooley had already built.
Coach Cooley had already built this program, and anytime you can add a high quality assistant coach
from Johnson,
that's always gonna be a solid hire. So,
but with that, let's get ready to go to commercial break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about a little bit of Christian Harris Boys and Girls Dalton Academy, and a little bit of bracketology.
We're going
Brackonomics, I think, sounds a little bit better.
Economics.
So with that, we'll see you guys here in a few minutes.
Discover what a strong, locally owned community bank can do for you.
I'm Tyler Hudson of Shankley Training in Dalton, Georgia. We train a huge number of the region's aspiring soccer players. I moved my business and personal banking to Builtwell 2 years ago. It's important for me to work with a community bank where I know them and they know me. Because they make things easy for me, my bank is Builtwell.
Member FDIC.
A decision to start an independent Christian school in Northwest Georgia is another one of those moments that changed everything.
We're a college prep school that doesn't have to hide behind our message because there's no state that tells us that we can't preach Jesus at all times.
Christian Heritage has an element of impacting the whole child that has been an amazing benefit for my kids.
That's the thing about Christian Heritage. This place has a way of pulling you in and making you feel like you truly belong.
Why choose Coldwell Banker Kennard Realty to sell your home? With our proven track record of success and our new digital marketing program to get maximum exposure, our realtors are here to help.
Contact us for a real estate valuation and marketing plan. Coldwell Banker Kennard Realty, where experience lives.
Guiding you home for over 50 years with offices in Dalton, Ringgold, Calhoun, Cartersville, Cleveland, and Ooltewah, Tennessee. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Coldwell Banker Kennard.
What are you getting your wife for her birthday?
Well, I was thinking about some diamond earrings.
Wow, you are getting Kim diamond earrings.
I just was thinking about it.
Oh.
Are you thinking about a new car? Now's the time.
I'm thinking you're doing too much thinking.
Well, I think that you may be right. Remember, at North Georgia Toyota, we say, oh, yes, we can. Come see us.
And welcome back to Monday Night Football. Here we're going to talk a little bit about Christian Harris Boys and Girls, Dalton Academy Boys, and then go into some bracketology that Todd has worked for us, in this busy schedule that he has. But Todd and Diego, let's just talk about the Christian Harris Boys and Girls. They were in the same region as Dalton Academy. with the playoff seedings, they got put in the private school sector, which we discussed is not even since last year. We've been discussed for Christian Heritage with the way that schedule is set up. We've said it since last year, so this ain't nothing that we're saying this year. That for them to win, it was going to be hard because they're going to be ranked playing private schools all the way from 1A up to 3A.
Is this something that I can be mad at GHSA for?
You can.
Okay, perfect. Anything that I can be mad at.
But this is the same mechanism though that made the playoffs more favorable for teams in 2A and 3A, like Cahola Creek, like Northwest. So they don't have to worry about playing
a Holy Innocents.
All right, pitchfork a little bit down.
So
you can't have it both ways. The only thing that makes this right is for privates to go into their own categories and public
like
Tennessee does it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lord knows how I feel about private schools in soccer world.
But let's go with. So this was the battle of the private schools. The boys played Holy Innocents, which is a very good program.
Yeah.
And Holy Innocents came out with a 10-0 win, which I think if you look at the way the boys played, what they were like this year, and just knowing the pedigree of a Holy Innocents, I think that scoreline would have been.
And I don't know where Holy Innocents fell in terms of like if they were 1, 2, or 3 originally. I don't know. Similar scoreline with the Providence Christian and Christian Heritage girls. And and I say of these results, the most shocking to me is if we look at the Dalton Academy, Fannin County, once again the same scoreline, 11-1. I did not see. Like I said, I had to look at the score twice to make sure I wouldn't look at the first time they played, which was last week or the week before. It was the week before. I just expected that scoreline to be more respectable than that. So,
but Fannin County's had competitive games when they were in 2A, so it's not.
Oh yeah. No joke. They come to play. Yes. Fannin County don't joke, and they let you know about it. Like people have had experiences over there, so.
But nothing to be, like I said, the Dalton Academy boys, Christian Heritage boys and girls, they had great years. Well, the boys, Dalton Academy boys had a season was probably said or not, but they played up almost every game that was not region was they were playing 2A, 3A, 4A opponents. Yeah. So give them credit for that. I think it's going to make them stronger. We'll see what happens next year. I think there may be some things going on within.
Some shakeups.
Some shakeups going on. So we'll have to see what happens. That may benefit them. Then obviously Dalton, Christian Heritage are going to come back, and they got that middle school program that's going strong. So we'll see how they do there, and we'll go from there. But Todd, you wanted to talk about a little bit of bracketology.
Oh, I'm excited! I love a good bracket. I love a good bracket.
Who are we going to talk first?
What do we got?
I'll tell you what. Let's go with the 2A boys. Let's start with Murray. Let's go back to.
I'm glad you said that because that's the bracket I was looking at right now.
All right, so they do. You look at this, they do play Columbus in round 2. I believe this game is on, do we have a date for that?
May 1st. May 1st.
Okay, so that's going to be, we got to wait all the way to Friday and for the Dalton game too.
Two big games.
So yeah, Columbus, you see they laid a hammer on Thorell, I guess, 10-0.
I mean, they're the number 1 ranked seed.
Yeah, they took them to.
And I will say, in this entire bracket, only 2 times has the lower seed beaten the higher seed. I was checking that because I love that.
So CDA, you're not a fan of the way they.
But yet it only happened twice at the lower.
Hate it because you go to
seed.
you go to 3A and the exact opposite.
Right. Well, and so you guys are looking, and you see in the bottom half of the bracket, you have Callaway and Jordan. So should Murray County advance, they'll be playing the winner of Callaway and Jordan, which I'll be honest, I don't know anything about them.
And they're either an 8 or a 9 seed.
9 seed and 8 seed.
Yeah. So the only thing I think I know about Callaway, I think is Callaway Gardens or something like that.
I mean, if Murray County beats Columbus, forget seeding, forget numbers, because if you beat the number 1 seed,
anything's winnable at that point.
Yeah. So where are we going next, Todd?
All right, let's go on to
AAA Northwest 3A.
Perfect. Can I say one more thing about the AA? I think that's very interesting. Yeah. At the very bottom, I did notice, and this is a big thing, the 2nd seed got knocked out by the 31st seed 2-0.
Oh, wow.
Right there, Thompson and Jackson.
Okay.
Wow. So we've already seen that.
All right, so let's go up Northwest.
And I will say it, too, into a Ringgold was dispatched by Appling County 5-0, and I did not see that coming.
So we got Northwest playing Jefferson.
Right.
Number 12. And then it looks like if they advance, they would either play the winner of Bainbridge, Sandy Creek.
Sandy Creek, the lower seed beating the higher seed Clayton.
The good thing about this is it could be a potential matchup if they make it through, because we know Johnson is on the other side of the bracket.
And that's what they want. I mean, we've heard it multiple times. They want that rematch. I think Johnson would, too.
Well, I think they want that revenge. So that means they just need
I think anytime you can put like the revenge factor on a game or added motivation, I think that's a good thing, and I think that's why you want it.
But you got to win your next game.
You got to win your next game, and even if you get past Jefferson here, you're going to play an opponent that they've also seen, I believe, in the last few years in Sandy Creek.
Yeah.
So
if they beat Bainbridge, the 4th seed.
Right. So I mean, we'll see what happens, but honestly that's a pretty tough side of the bracket there.
So all right, let's go to 4A on the boys' side, which we have Dalton.
And I told y'all they got Flowery Branch this week. That's going to be on Friday. Look at that wild scoreline: Flowery Branch 7, Wayne County 5.
I'm looking around. I mean, nothing even compares on the other.
But then look, if they make it through, St. Pius.
Where have we seen this before?
Circa 2001 and 2 and 3, when St. Pius was always eliminating Dalton in the first round. But then
we saw it last year, right? Dalton played St. Pius last year.
Beat them though. They beat them.
That's awesome. I mean, St. Pius coming in to get knocked out.
Of course, I always say this too. If you're St. Pius, you're doing the same thing. You're like, oh, great, we get past Blessed Trinity. Who do we get? Oh, we're probably going to end up getting Dalton. So they see it the same way.
So, I mean, if we look at it historically, St. Pius was always the standard bearer for state titles.
For a long time.
For a long time. Even when we were growing up playing. Yep. It was either St. Pius was always winning or whatever.
Marist.
Dalton or Marist. And then Dalton came in, and then Dalton just started pecking away. And now look at it. Now you can put Dalton up there along with those St. Pius and stuff. So, but with that, let's get ready to go to commercial break. And we come back, we will talk more bracketology on the girls' side and then just review the schedule.
At Dalton Utilities, we go above and beyond just a call to keep you connected and informed about your natural gas. Always be alert for the distinct rotten egg smell. It's a warning sign of a gas leak. If you notice it, give us a call right away. From ensuring your natural gas line is connected to keeping you powered by peace of mind, we work till your home is safe and secure. We keep going till it's right. It's in our name. It's in our DNA. Dalton Utilities. Service beyond the call.
What are you getting your wife for her birthday?
Well, I was thinking about some diamond earrings.
Wow. You are getting Kim diamond earrings.
Nah, I just was thinking about it.
Oh.
Are you thinking about a new car? Now's the time.
I'm thinking you're doing too much thinking.
Well, I think that you may be right. Remember, at North Georgia Toyota, we say, oh, yes, we can. Come see us.
Listen up, everybody, because this next step is really important.
Okay.
If you don't...
If I don't what? If I don't... Here we go.
Need faster internet? No one delivers more reliably fast speed to the Dalton area than OptiLink. So don't get burned by spotty Wi-Fi. Switch to OptiLink and leave the lag behind.
Because if you don't bring that temperature down, things could get a little messy.
Welcome back. Let's keep talking more bracketology, brackenomics, whatever you want to call it. And now let's talk about it on the girls' side. So let's go to that 2A on the girls' side and talk about Coahulla Creek down there, the 2nd seed, facing Callaway on April 30th. I mean, that's a very, very tasty quarterfinal matchup.
So what is that, Thursday? What is that, Thursday?
Sweet 16, Thursday.
So Creek, they handle Appleton County 9-1. Callaway winners 4-2 over Hart County. I'm not going to act like I know anything about Callaway, but what I do know a little bit about is what is in the top part of that bracket. You see Sonoraville sitting there in the same region as Coahulla Creek. They had that, a game just 2 weeks ago with the kind of a buzzer beater to give them the region championship. So just if both teams win out, man, that's going to be one tasty.
Elite 8 matchup.
It'll be Elite 8 matchup.
Elite 8 matchup.
So that'll be.
But first, they got to get past the Sweet 16 rank game. And then
so they're hosting Callaway. So that'll be out at Creek. That'll be one you guys want to try to get to.
100%.
All right, now
Northwest.
into the final game, the Northwest.
AAA right there. And this is where the whole seeding kind of starts not mattering with how many times the higher seed, the lower seed has beaten the higher seed.
The thing is, the higher you get up, so once you get into 3A, you have a lot of schools that were formerly 4A that have dropped down to 3A, and then you have schools that were high 2 that maybe missed that got lumped into 3A that would have. So that's why this 3A is a little tricky and more competitive than your 1A and 2A seeds.
More reasons why this sitting don't work.
And then now, as you see, you got Northwest playing Jefferson, which Jefferson came off a 10-0 win over Spalding County. Northwest
Laid the lumber.
Yeah. So,
but but let's put it this way, right? When we've talked about it before, when you come in, you play a powder puff, like you kind of get that. It doesn't really make you game ready. What do you really get out of a 10-0? Whereas Northwest has already been in a fight, right? And they got vibes, they got momentum. Yeah. And so see if they can carry it over to this game.
So really quick, before we end this show, let's go to
look at that down there at the bottom though.
Whitewater.
It's Whitewater and Cherokee Bluff. Whitewater, absolute powerhouse. My buddy the coaches down there, you
have a lot of buddies.
All right, but really, buddies, we got to go to this OptiLink schedule really quick.
Let's do it.
So on Tuesday we have Northwest at Jefferson girls. On Wednesday we have Northwest versus Jefferson. That's the boys. Thursday you have Coahuila Creek versus Callaway girls. Friday you have Murray County at Columbus and Dalton versus Flowery Branch. All those games are at 6 o'clock, except for the Dalton Flowery Branch at 7 o'clock. And with that, we end this episode of Monday Night Football. And we hope to see you all next week.
One left.
For over a century, Dalton Utilities has kept the lights on, powering homes, fueling business, and moving our community forward. With smart systems and skilled service, we deliver reliable energy right when you need it most. From storm recovery to system upgrades, we handle every connection with care, protecting your power and paving the way for a brighter future. We keep going till it's right. It's in our name. It's in our DNA. Dalton Utilities. Service beyond the call.
If you're purchasing your first home or you're looking to relocate, experience matters. Coldwell Banker Kennard Realty has a proven track record of success and a long history in Northwest Georgia and Southeast Tennessee.
Our realtors are here to help and guide you through the home buying process. Coldwell Banker Kennard Realty, where experience lives.
Guiding you home for over 50 years with offices in Dalton, Ringgold, Calhoun, Cartersville, Cleveland, and Ooltewah, Tennessee. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Coldwell Banker Kennard.
There's a lot going on in Dalton, and thanks to OptiLink, you can stay connected to it all. When you call, you'll talk to a real person who could be your neighbor and cares about getting it right the first time. From setup to support, our team works quickly and carefully to deliver internet, TV, and phone service you can count on. We make staying connected simple, so you can focus on what matters most. OptiLink, real people, real service, real connection.
A decision to start an independent Christian school in Northwest Georgia is another one of those moments that changed everything.
We're a college prep school that doesn't have to hide behind our message because there's no state that tells us that we can't preach Jesus at all times.
Christian Heritage has an element of impacting the whole child that has been an amazing benefit for my kids.
That's the thing about Christian Heritage. This place has a way of pulling you in and making you feel like you truly belong.